Let's have 3 cheers
Yeah.
for Effie doing university courses. Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Hooray! Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Nice. That's awesome, Effie. You're taking the time that you have and doing something with it. That's powerful.
I just decided that I have to stop being so lazy in 2021 and actually do
Mhm.
stuff with my time.
Yes. Put a hashtag on that. Stop being lazy in 2021. I like that. That's really inspiring, Effie. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to begin, and we're going to start off today with Mr. Naylor. It's a new week, it's a new month. So I'm sure Mr. Naylor's got some stuff for us. So, Mr. Naylor, take it away. Oh, I think you are on mute.
How about now? Am I good?
Now you're good.
All right. So today is the first day of Black History Month. And so we want to, as a school, acknowledge this struggle that's probably the most important struggle that's going on throughout the world. And the world has risen up in an interest and a commitment to rid itself of this, systemic problem that it's had for literally generations. And more everywhere, people are dedicating themselves to rooting out any of the systemic racism. I think and it doesn't matter what form this is, it blights human potential, and it's deprived the world of so many things and deprived the Black community from so many opportunities. And we really have to see that, it's only through the dedicated efforts of everybody working together that we'll be able to achieve this, and especially those people whose racial ancestry perhaps have been involved in this, whether consciously or unconsciously. All of us have to make it very conscious so that we would be sure that we're insisting on this transformation to take place. And one of my friends, or two of my friends actually, Elijah Marchant and Jack Lenz, have created a song which I really like, in a video which I think is very moving, because it acknowledges the historic figures that really have worked hard to make a difference here in this struggle. And the way I think it's done, it kind of brings the real essence of the issue, which is all of this transformation is an act of love and a commitment of love. And it's impossible to imagine that the Creator, would have ever wanted any of this to happen. Remembering that everything that's not good comes from humans, and everything that's good comes from the Creator. So those things that have led to this oppression or this struggle, although really horrific things, will not continue, and the world will rise up to change that, because love is coming, and it's coming for every soul on earth. And whenever every child, no matter where they are, has to feel that this power is going to be, this divine power is going to, the spiritual power of the oneness, of unity in this effort, is going to transform the world. So without me saying anything more, I'd like us to watch this video and think about the words as well as the images that you see reflected on the buildings of the very important historic figures that made a difference in this struggle. So Mr. Rusty, if you could play that, that'd be great.
Absolutely. Here we go. Sorry, I'll just pause that. Can everyone hear and see that well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you this, my friend, these days bitter as venom shall pass away, my friend. Days bitter as venom, and once again, my friend, days sweeter than sugar shall come away, my friend. Days sweeter than sugar. Oh, days sweeter than sugar. Oh, days sweeter than Here comes love. Oh, yes. From the world, Miss Rosa Parks, Jimmy Lee Jackson, James from the world above. And to believe again, dreams have a meaning. And freedom ring, my friend. Dreams have a meaning. To free a captive soul. This more precious than silver shall come to pass. I know this is more precious than silver. Oh, this more precious than silver. Oh, this more precious than silver. Here comes love from the world above. Oh, here comes Andrew from the world above. I just comes love. Jimmy Travers, yeah. Here comes love. Here comes my God. Here comes love. Yeah. From the world above. Oh, here comes love. Bring me my James Reed. Here comes love, here comes love. Here comes love from the world above. Here comes love. Here comes love.
So thank you very much for that video, Mr. Naylor. I think that really opened up our hearts and our minds. And I think we can have a moment for Miss Flanagan to share something if she'd like. And then we have a presentation prepared today. And I also see there's a hand up. So we'll go first to Miss Flanagan if you have any comments, and then we can move on with the...
I'd like to just go to the student presentations. I think I'll save any comments for maybe after.
Fantastic. Okay, sounds good. So we just got a hand up. That's Emily. Did you have, was that an announcement or?
Yeah, I have an announcement.
Okay, so if it's okay, we'll do that after.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so we have a special presentation today. Miss Schaefer knows who it is and what's happening. So I'll pass it to you, Miss Schaefer, if that's okay. And just if anyone needs to share their screen, if we can let Mr. Davids and Mr. Vajdani know about it, then they can give sharing permission.
Thank you. Yeah, so Nabil and Elisa are part of the Black History Month Planning Committee and have prepared something special for you today. You can look forward to having something for each and every day of February shared at Assembly and some talking points for mentor meetings and grade meetings so that we can really give this month the attention and time it deserves. So I will pass it over to Nabil and Elisa, who can share with you what they have presented or planned.
I think Nabil can share his screen, or I can share my screen.
Yeah, I can get it set up right now.
So it's coming from Nabil's screen. So if you can give him permission, Mr. V, to share his screen, that'd be great. So hi, Nabil.
Okay.
Oh, I guess, Elisa, do you want to also share with everybody about what might take place on some of the Fridays and just sort of what we should be paying attention to during the presentation so that we're prepared for Kahoot Fridays?
Yeah, so today we're starting the Black History Month, and we're doing this up to the end of this month. I think it will be up to the 1st March. And then on Fridays, we'll be having like quizzes, like Kahoots or assessments to do, but it won't be like that hard. It's just trying to test the skills or the knowledge we've got through the presentation, and we'll be presenting every day. I think that's it. So today we're studying the Black History Month, and this presentation is going to be presented by me and Nabil. Next. Yeah, so firstly, in 1915, in response to the lack of information on the accomplishment of Black people available to the public, Woodson Carter founded the Association for Study of Negro Life and History. Then in 1926, the group declared the 2nd week of February as Negro History Week to recognize the African Americans to the U.S. history. And then that week was also chosen because it was birthdays of both Frederick Douglass, an abolitionist, and also the former U.S. and also the U.S. President Abraham Lincoln. So in this week, they're recognizing different accomplishments done or achieved by Black people or African Americans. and then it was extended to 1 month long because everyone was in supporting and also contributing to it. So the Black History Month gives everyone the opportunity to to share, understand, Black histories, going beyond racism and slavery to also spotlight Black achievement, history, and heritage. In addition, it helps us reflect on the history of Black Americans to what they have done before, like before years ago. Again, it helps us getting comfortable discussing race because we found that we are all different, and this we have to also be comfortable understanding others. Lastly, it helps us celebrate unity because we get to know what we have in common and what we have like the it helps us understand more on the diversity. Next. Okay, so the following are countries that celebrate the Black History Month. So we have the United States of America, we have Canada, United Kingdom, Germany, Netherlands, and Ireland. But the US and Canada celebrate the Black History Month in February. And then for United Kingdom, Germany, Netherlands, and Ireland, they celebrate the Black History Month in October.
So the following are some contributions from the Black community to the world through inventions. So Henry T. Sampson is an African-American inventor, best known for creating the world's first cell phone. The electron microphone was co-invented by James E. West in 1964. And Mary Van Britten Brown in 1966 created the home security system. This was made because she felt unsafe in the neighborhood that she was in, because she was a nurse there. So basically because she had so much people like coming after her and wanting her to kick her out of the neighborhood, she invented the home security system that is used in pretty much every security system in all of America like today. Otis Brooklyn was a scientist who created many inventions. He has 26 patents. The most notable achievements were the circuit improvements he made to pacemakers, IBM computers, burglar-proof cash registry, chemical air filters, and an electronic resistor. We use that today in like all of our missiles and other military devices. So contributions from Black leaders, or like I guess throughout history, some of the most powerful voices have come from the Black men and women. Here are some that have shown the groundbreaking leadership and contributed to not just the Black community, but humanity itself. Nelson Mandela helped with the South African apartheid revolution. He was a political leader and philanthropist. Martin Luther King was an African-American activist who had many groundbreaking achievements and was a visible spokesperson to the public for the civil rights movement. Harriet Tubman was not just someone who freed slaves, but also was a general and had 13 missions to rescue over 70 enslaved people and indentured servants in America throughout the South. Ruby Bridges was the first African-American girl to go to school and was part of the first 7 students that were ever inside of a non-colored school or a non-segregated school. Martha P. Johnson is a trans Black woman activist. She was important in the Stonewall riots, which were where gay people weren't allowed to own or be inside of bars. They couldn't serve alcohol in New York, and they weren't allowed to like congregate, so they had a lot of police coming after them. And she was the first person to fight back. And when she arrived, the rioting started. Kwame Nkrumah is... Wait, is that me or someone else?
Yeah, I think that was Mr. Nailers, but I muted him for you, Nabil.
Well, I got so worried. Sorry, I was looking like what it was.
My apologies. I thought I was off.
That's okay. Keep going.
Was a Ghanaian politician and revolutionary. He was the first prime minister and president of Ghana, and he led the Gold Coast to independence from Britain. And then Rosa Parks was an activist in the civil rights movement, well known for her not standing on the bus. But as many think this was just her not wanting to get up, this was actually one of many activist statements that she had planned from the beginning. Some notable Black artists in today are Beyonce, whose contributions to over 27 notable charities in internationally has led to her starting programs to help young women, especially young Black women, have education. Chance the Rapper has given back to his community in Chicago, as well as donated a lot of money to different youth centers in the area. And Chadwick Boseman, now deceased, was very well known for not just helping people be seen through Black Panther and films like that, but he even made artist statements by giving away his salary to women on set in his new movie 21 Bridges that basically helped raise their salary to equal the counterparts of the males in the film. And he also donated $4.9 million to COVID relief.
Yeah, so we also chose to highlight the firsts that are still happening today. So when we say first, we mean Black, African Americans who are first to achieve something or in position So here we have Barack Obama. So Barack Obama was born in 1961. He was a U.S. Senator representing Illinois and went on to become the 40th President of the United States and the first African American to serve in the office. In 2009, he was also awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. He was also the first Black person to be president of the Harvard Law Review. And we sent in the 2008 campaign, he initiated the Yes We Can slogan. So here are some of his achievements that were also important and developed the Black community. So in these achievements, we're gonna see that he also fighted for the Black community. So he signed the led Debtor Fair Pay Act, combat pay discrimination against women. He has also restored the economic security to African American families and also quality health care for the 8 million African Americans who lacked coverage. So these are the few of his achievements that was also for the benefit of that developed the Black community. There are also other achievements. And here is one of his remarkable quotes, which says that don't let anyone tell you that change is not possible. Don't tell them tell you that standing out and speaking up about justice is risky. What's too risky is keeping quiet. What's too risky is looking the other way. So I challenge you all in this Black History Month to speak up for the Black community. Next. So here we have Serena Jamaica Williams. Serena Williams is an American tennis player and former world #1 in women's single tennis who won Grand Slam singles titles than any other woman or man during Open era. So besides being the first woman in the single tennis, Serena Williams is a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador. In January 2010, Williams announced UNICEF's New Schools for Asian campaign to educate Asians, 26 million marginalized children in the countdown to the Millennium Development Goal in 2015. So you see that Serena Williams has also done something for the community in Asia. So a fun fact is that when in 2003, when he won one of the tennis competitions, so that day he won. Then I think he won. Then in the next 30 minutes, I was born. So my parents were about to give me the name of Serena, like Serena something else, maybe Alexander Serena. Yeah, next.
Here we have Oprah Winfrey. She was born in 1954. Oprah is best known for hosting her popular talk show from 1986 to 2011. From there, she launched her own television network, the Oprah Winfrey Network. Winfrey was one of the richest Americans of the 21st century and the world's only Black billionaire for 3 years running, and is still the world's only female Black billionaire. In November 2013, she received the Presidential Medal of Freedom. She also started a Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa. Winfrey is dedicated to children's rights. In 1994, President Bill Clinton signed a bill into law that Winfrey has proposed to Congress, creating a nationwide database of convicted people dedicated to children's rights. One of her quotes was, "The whole point of being alive is to evolve into the complete person you are intended to be." Kamala Harris. On January 20th, 2021, Kamala Harris became not just the first woman, not just the first person of South Asian descent, but also the first African American to be vice president. The following are some of her achievements. Her work with the LGBTQ community led to SCOTUS, the Supreme Court Justice of the United States, the decision to have marriage equality, as well as establishing a hate crime unit in California aimed at hate crimes towards LGBTQ youth, the only one in the entire nation, actually. Prosecuted and led a task force on transnational trafficking ring from Mexico to the United States. And she accomplished several firsts in California from 2004 to 2010. Harris served as the first woman district attorney in San Francisco's history, and the first African American and first woman to serve as California's attorney general.
Yeah, adding on to the previous slides about the first, this is also to show you that anything can be possible if you want maybe this field of career, like you want to do something and people tell you that it's not possible. You're the one to, I believe you're the one to prove to the society that it was possible and everything is possible. So on this slide we have the current Black struggles. So firstly, we have the Black community earn less than the whites. This was largely seen in the U.S. Secondly, we have inequalities where opportunities like careers, different things. The Black community is not given equal chances as the whites in the United States of America and even in some other countries. We also have racism, where previously you've seen the Black Lives Matter that happened in May last year. The Black community is also poorly served in the field of education. Unemployment during the COVID pandemic, majority were Blacks, where like people lost their jobs, but then according to the statistics, the majority of those who are not working, who are not earning anything, was the Black community. COVID-19 especially has revealed once again the disproportionate impact of national trauma and crisis on poor and marginalized communities. So an example of the deep, it was like an example is the socioeconomic position and health in society. It's no accident that Black Lives Matter movement has arisen and at this moment and is finally getting the attention it deserves. Next.
So some steps that we can all take as a community are, one, helping Black-owned businesses and helping Black-owned people like rise up in the community. Using social media to boost Black voices. So money is not the only thing, but using your voice alone to bring up other Black voices when they're not getting enough attention is extremely important, because as we know with social media, you are a ripple to everyone you know, and that web spreads out throughout the entire world. Bringing up racial discrimination with friends and family is extremely important because they listen to you more than other people, and you can change your entire family very easily, more than like a random person can or I can. Bringing up the inventions, history, and contribution from the Black community helps keep the Black history not just to 1 month, but an entire year, and kind of connects that into the culture itself. If we all keep on bringing up the contributions, they don't just disappear. And looking at not just the stereotypes and biases that we see, but any unconscious biases that we have ourselves. Many people are just born living with unconscious biases that we see and that we're just kind of rooted into the backs of our heads that we don't notice. And part of trying to like look at just not just stereotypes like, oh, that's a Black person, they must do A, B, C, D, is looking at what we think and why do we think this? Why do we see this? And kind of unraveling that from what we believe.
Yeah.
And then one more thing I wanted to add on was just about the Black struggle itself, because I did miss a slide on that. And one of them was by a quote from James Baldwin, a Black author, was, "To be a Negro in this country and to be relatively conscious is to be enraged almost all the time." This month is made to contribute to not just Black people, but society as a whole. And part of that is realizing not just that we have to help like Black people in general and use our voices to boost each other up and boost up Black people, but to realize what Black people go through. So not just that we face racism, but that racism itself affects Black people to the point where like Black people are alone more higher, especially Black women, LGBT Black people, to get diseases like Alzheimer's, dementia, because of the stress of just racism itself so deeply that you can even trace back certain genes that have been born from just stress levels all the way to slavery, where you're more predispositioned to have certain mental illness and depression, stress, anxiety, stuff like that. So this month is made so that we can all focus on all the struggles and all the cool inventions and all of the great artistry and all of the great contributions that come out of this month. So I just want to leave everyone thinking about that, and I hope we all have a very good Black History Month. Thank you.
Yeah, to add on, I think one thing that we can all do as a school community is to, in this Black History Month, is to learn from the achievements that was achieved or accomplished by the Black community, and also learn more about their history. So the Black History Month 2021 theme is Black family, representation, identity, and diversity. So I believe in all the presentations that are gonna happen in this month are gonna be based on this theme. Thank you.
Well, that was such an excellent, balanced and inspiring presentation. So thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. And it seems as though we have run out of time, but I think it is important that we have our announcement from Emily, who had her hand up. So if we can maybe do it a little quickly, that'd be great. Thanks, Emily. Go ahead.
This is just an announcement for the class reps. The student council is inviting you guys to a meeting this Monday, like today. I think Benny or Quentin will be inviting you to the team that we've created to join the call. And then hopefully we will begin to have regular meetings. Maybe we can discuss it with you guys as to what days work out for you. But yeah, thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And just before we have a prayer for devotions, Miss Flanagan, did you have any comments? Okay. So we don't have a planned devotion, but if maybe we can have one volunteer to share a prayer or an inspiring quote, that would be fantastic.
Are you trying to tell us that you got it? All I used was the ordinary air around us.
I'm hearing a cartoon, Mr. Rushdie.
Yes.
Sorry, what's that?
I'm hearing a cartoon.
Oh yeah, there's a cartoon happening right beside me. I'm just wondering if there's someone who can say a prayer or devotion. Dr. Walker, thank you. Okay, so we'll have Dr. Walker, and then we'll go to our fourth period class.
Can you give me just a minute to find the quotation? Is there somebody else who maybe
Yes.
wants to do something quick?
Say a prayer.
Okay, so we'll have a prayer and then quote from Dr. Walker. And let's just have one more round of applause for that amazing presentation. Thank you so much. It's deeply appreciated. What a great way to begin this Black History Month. All right, so now we can take a moment and get into our, or I was going to say get into our minds, but we could get out of our minds and into our hearts for a moment. So let's unplug from Snapchat and Instagram, just for 4 minutes here.
O Lord my God, assist thy loved ones to be firm in thy faith, to walk in thy ways, to be steadfast in thy cause. Give them grace to withstand the onslaught of self and passion, to follow the light of divine guidance. Thou art the powerful, the gracious, the self-subsisting, the bestower, the compassionate, the almighty, the all-bountiful.
This quotation is by Maya Angelou. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel.
So Nabil or Elisa, do you want to release us?
Have a
Have
great
a
day.
great day.